We just sold this 2009 Nissan Cube, and it's gone. But let's rewind a little bit. In the past year, I purchased 2 Nissans, this being the second one. Now, why would I make the same mistake 2 times? Well, let me show you. Because we found this 2009 Nissan Cube with okay mileage and terrible listing photos at a semi-decent price of $2,500. Why would I buy a Nissan Cube for $2,500? Well, because we didn't buy it for $2,500. I negotiated them down to $1,500. We switched to Aubrey's account. She negotiated them down to $1,400. And that was enough for us to drive 45 minutes to at least look at it. And after taking a look at it and seeing this mighty turd for all of its goodness and a little bit of persuasion, we were able to drive this bad boy home for only $1,200. And I mean drive it. It runs, drives, everything works on it. Everything.
So let me give you a little tour of it, shall we?
So starting off, this thing is a bit of a looker, as in it looks pretty freaking crazy. It's called a Cube, and there's a lot of cube-like aspects to the design of this car. Starting off, we have quad spoke wheels because 4, cube, which is 6. It doesn't really make sense. Square. 3 lug nuts. The car's missing about a lug nut per wheel. It's missing 3 lug nuts in total. But that's like majority of the lug nuts that you really need, so I'm sure it's fine. Cube-like windows. They're a little rounded for some reason, so it's a bit of an oval, but cube nonetheless. This outside little dummy pillar has waves and ridges. That'll come in a design later. The back tailgate, yes, I said tailgate, because technically it is a tailgate. Does not open down, does not open up, but opens from the side.
I think this car is just a better Kia Soul. It's just a cooler Kia Soul.
It is a cooler Kia Soul. Kia Soul bit off of this hard. Now, why would you need a tailgate that does this? There's no reason. There is no reason that this needs to open like this at all. It makes the car now way big. What if you need to get something out and it's, oh, it won't fit. Gotta lengthen the end of my vehicle another 6 feet. That makes no sense. I guess if you wanted to kidnap somebody. Does it make it easier? Watch my face. A square gas cap door just to keep the cube theme alive here. And that's about it on the outside. Yes, it does need windshield wiper blades severely. It is missing a side marker lens. That's about it. Let's go on the inside. You might be wondering, what was up with those waves in the back? Well, it also plays into this. It doesn't do anything, but it is cool to look at. That's it. It's a Cube. Now talk about a driver's car. The Cube is truly a driver's car. Is it fast? Let's find out. No. Does it brake really well? Yes. And there's a cop right there and he's like, what in the hell was that about? There's no rule against slamming on your brakes. There isn't. Speeding, yes. Slamming on the brakes, no.
And you were speeding before you slammed on the brakes.
No, I wasn't. I was like doing 30. Yeah, it was 30. So everything runs, drives, operates fine. AC, heater works. I drove it 45 minutes straight here and didn't have a lick of any issues. Yes, it does have a rattle underneath on the driver rear side. Pretty sure it's an exhaust rattle, so we're gonna have to look at any heat shields underneath here. But for $1,200, hard to wave a stick at that. We're gonna flip this bad boy. So let me tell you all the things it needs. Let's start off with one thing that we obviously know. This window tint has got to go. Maybe just on this driver's side. I don't really care to retint it because I'm not the best at retinting, but I am pretty good at removing tint, and you really can't see out of this thing. Another thing it needs is a window switch. The driver's side and the passenger rear window do not work. Missing lug nuts, piece of cake, just screw on some new ones. This little turn signal light, that's an easy fix too. At least one tire, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna do 2 tires and an alignment to make this puppy drive straight. And a thorough interior cleaning is obviously needed. Now, first things first, these windows don't roll down, and that's a major issue. If I get into a car and windows don't work, I feel suffocated and trapped. Ah! So let's fix it. Got a switch from Amazon. This was $28 whole. Not bad. Ooh. Love it. Oh, so easy. Too easy. Now I have to expertly pull this apart. carefully, not to break these clips. Piece of cake. Now typically people would test this before putting it back together. That's just how blindly confident I am this is gonna work. Window down. Other window. Oh, the window switch was off. Woo. Oh, so easy. Too easy. Terrible news, it didn't work. No! No!
2 window motors?
No way. Everything else works, of course. You can hear it activating.
What's up, everybody? 27 Nissan Cube.
A lot of it's low voltage related. Yeah, she's dead.
Oh.
So I have an idea. This window didn't work because it's been stuck for a while. It needed some extra juice and the battery was actually dying in the car. So, let's test this switch. Well, well, well. It wasn't even plugged in, Todd. Which begs a further question. Where is the window switch? Because I don't see it. But really quick before we move forward, Goose and I have a very exciting announcement. Over the last 10 years, I've been buying and fixing cars to either sell them or rent them out. I've literally purchased hundreds of vehicles that I use to make profit on. And so I wanted to launch a way to teach you guys how to do the same. So we came out with the Car Flipping Navigator. This is a full A to Z course on teaching you how to find cars, how to make those repairs, and how to flip them for a profit. That way, if you're not into car sharing, you can still make money on cars that you end up buying. We'll put the link down in the description below and use the code OFFER99 to get $99 off your purchase of the Car Flipping Navigator. So this is our problem right here. This is the bottom of the window track slider. This is the arm and it goes weep, pushes it up and then pushes it down, weep, weep, and then the window connects to this. This thing should not be in 2 pieces. Let's super glue it. I'm not confident that this will work, but super glue seems to be a pretty good option for a permanent fix.
A few minutes later.
After a brief intermission, let's see if this worked. The super glue broke.
So now we have to get a new one.
Yeah.
Well, I guess let's go do some shopping.
Unfortunately, this little plastic bit right here is not wanting to glue. Some super glues work with plastics, some don't. I guess mine doesn't work with this type of plastic. Back to the drawing board. All right, with our new part. Todd, have you ever done a window motor regulator on a car like this?
I've done one on my Honda Accord.
Not the same.
All
All right.
on this one.
Your dog too.
Tape.
The smart car tape.
Yeah. So it is important to note that I had to do a bit of research on this because this Nissan Cube also shares the same rear door motor with a Nissan Juke and some other car. However, when it comes to looking up aftermarket parts, this one for a Cube was like $380 and nobody had it. But there's a ton of them for the Juke. I think this one was like 45 bucks. And I think the only differentiating factor was this one has a connector that is just literally taped to the motor and is a little more accessible. And this one has a little bracket with the connector just on the actual motor itself. And if this doesn't end up working out for whatever reason, I actually have a good motor. So I can remove this motor and put it on this one because the bracketry is the same. And the only thing I really broke is the bracket piece up here for the actual guide. But that's actually work. So let's see if we can make do. All right, testing the new window motor. This thing works too good.
It's too quick.
It's on the motor. Ooh! It say it couldn't be done, but I did it. All the way down.
all the way up. Let's put it all back together. All done. Fixed, on to the next. For whatever reason, the previous owner of this car just liked to live dangerously, I guess. 3 out of 4 lug nuts on 3 out of 4 of the wheels. It's a little too dangerous for me. Let's go ahead and put these bad boys on. Now that's something that I immediately noticed whenever I picked up the vehicle. How are you missing a lug nut? You only come with 4 and you only have 3. Was it a wheel lock? Like who would steal that wheel?
I mean, common thing when I worked at Firestone was people have a wheel lock, they don't have the thing. And like they probably went to replace that tire. And so when the shop put on that tire, they legally had to supply them with a lug nut or give them the chance to buy a lug nut, and the other ones they were just like, just remove it.
Now when I was negotiating on this car, I can tell you that this little thing right here being missing or broken is just one of those no nonsense things where I was like, look man, this thing's broken. And he's like, yeah, I know. And that's another selling point that I can be like, hey, take a little money extra off. This doesn't look good. But when I go to sell it, I don't want anyone to have that upper hand on me, so just fix it with a brand new one. Piece of cake, looks way better.
Now Nissan Cubes have by far the easiest engine air filters to service. You pinch both sides, the door comes off. You pull out the little cradle and the filter. You gotta put it back in the same way. Slide it right back in, and put that right back on. I feel like Nissan made it super easy for people to do that because they're like, please just maintain it. We made it easy for you, and people still won't do it. Please. Now driving this Cube is a bit dangerous because it is so fast. Also, you can't see out of this driver's side window. The window tint has failed on it. It looks like a funhouse mirror. Now instead of paying someone to go ahead and remove it, I'm just gonna do it myself with a razor blade I found lying around and a heat gun. But let's see if we can do it without the heat gun. Oh my gosh. Oh, almost. The glue was coming off with it too. This just turned from a really easy job to a, oh, not so easy job.
What stinks?
The window tint.
That's what that smells.
Yeah, smell that.
Oh, it's bad.
Oh. Yes. Yes. This is illegal. Oh no.
Oh, no.
There's some leftover glue.
That's fine.
You know, even if I didn't know how to work on cars, I just would have been like, let me see if I can just peel it off myself. And a result, completely free, taking off window tint, we can now see out of the window. Does it match the other 3 windows? No. Will you probably be able to tell? Not really. The window tint isn't that dark. Now, this car is due for an oil change, and what's an oil change? About $30. Let's go ahead and knock this out. Another quick and easy fix, this thing had a nasty rattle at startup, and this is why. This heat shield for this exhaust was rubbing right here. You can see the plain, easy, obvious holes. So we went ahead and stuck a spare nut right on it. Now with the fresh oil change, we got all the mechanical stuff done on this car, and we took it to Firestone for 2 of the cheapest tires money can buy. They're still good tires. And on top of that, we had them do an alignment, so the car drives straight on the test drive. Now we had Firestone put on their economy line tire because we are going for a profitable flip, and 2 brand new tires, even though they're not the best quality, are better than just some old dinky tires that were on there that maybe have leaks or are just dry rotted. Now one of the biggest mistakes that I see whenever I go to buy a car is people don't wash the car, take out their trash, or just make the car look any bit presentable. I've been in cars where there's been McDonald's trash, the salesman literally eating in the car right before we go to pick it up, and the car reeks. Now granted, I love this because I like to get them down on the price. If I can say, hey, this car smells and looks like a turd, I get more money off. But when I'm selling the car, I don't want that to be the case. So we're gonna take it for the cheapest wash that money can buy at our local car wash, and we're gonna do a pretty good inside cleaning too, because take a look at it. There's a little bit of pet hair on the inside, there's a little bit of staining on the seats, and basically we can get a lot of that stuff out just with a quick detailing spray. There's a little bit of people dust and human smudges on the inside too, and these are all things that can be easily remedied using the car wash's own wipes. Now naturally I could take this to a detailer, but that could cost anywhere from $80 to $120 to do exactly what I can do in about an hour's worth of time. A little bit of glass cleaner and some interior cleaner and some towels really make quick work of this. So let's do our quick detail. And now the car is all cleaned, let's take a look. The paint is immaculate. I'm colorblind, I really don't know what this is. Could be a plum, could be a bronze, could be a plons, we don't know. Now the car is far from perfect. There are some scratches and some key marks here and there, but overall the car looks good. And it's not really to give an illusion. The car is a pretty well structural car. Has dents, dings, and scratches. The paint's a little faded, worn in certain areas. But overall, the next buyer's gonna look at this car and they're gonna think, inside looks way better. All the carpet's cleaned out, seats have been touched up as well, dash, everything's been wiped down, no people dust, no grit on the steering wheel anymore. This looks great. We also were able to replace this little dome light cover right here with the original one, just with some special adhesion. And the back seat looks amazing too, with the matching ripple carpets to match the ripples in the ceiling. Man. Oh no, she's getting crazy. She's starting to get all crazy. Now I've already taken all my listing photos for the Cube, and this thing looks incredible in the listing photos. Aubrey will attach it here. Bink! Look at those photos. Look at that photo. Wow, looks great in that photo. Look at the detail of that photo. And we listed this bad boy for $3,500. I mean, a Nissan Cube, running, driving, cold AC, hot heater. I mean, what more could you want? It's a Cube. Excuse me, my child is being bad. Now listing the Cube and hoping to get a full $3,500 is a bit of a stretch. However, I'm a great salesman. So let's see if I can pull this off and see how many listing requests we get for this bad boy. Mainly, a lot of them are probably just gonna be, is this available? Is this available? Is this available? Is this available? Is this still available? Is it still available? Would you take $1,000? No, I want $3,500.
Look at the size of that trunk. You could put 3 bodies in there.
But now that the vehicle is sold, let's go over the numbers. We purchased the vehicle for $1,200. We spent $325 on repairs, and we sold the vehicle for $2,750, making a total profit of $1,225. Not bad. Now overall, this took us about a week's worth of time to make all these repairs and fix it up into selling condition, and it maybe took us about 10 hours total time actually working on the car. Now we want to start showing more of this part of the business because we've been flipping cars for a very long time, but we don't make a lot of content about it. So comment below on what you think we should flip next. And as always guys, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And we'll see you in the next episode.